Let's take a look at setup mode. I'm going to just start a new empty project from the hub, so you can see a blank canvas. In setup mode, the three main panels show players, flows, and layouts. And here, where the music would normally show, I've got three big buttons. These are duplicated down here. Dorico doesn't think in terms of instruments, rather it thinks in terms of players. That's who's playing your music. A solo player is defined as one person who plays one or more instruments, and there's an example given here of a flute and piccolo, but it could be whatever you want, viola and cowbell, piano and bassoon. A section player is a bunch of people that all play the same instrument, like a cello section in an orchestra. And the Add Ensemble button is just a quick way of adding lots of players at once. Let's see what happens if I add a solo player. There's now an empty-handed player ready to hold some instruments. There's a new part layout over here. The little music stand icon indicates it's a part. And these tick boxes show that both of these layouts and this flow have automatically been assigned to the player. And the instrument picker has appeared in the middle of the screen. I could click through these categories to find what I'm looking for, but I find it so much easier just to type. So I'm going to type flute and hit enter. And there you have it, the start of a flute stave on a new page of music. Now I'm going to add a piano, also as a solo player. So I'm going to type Shift P, which is the shortcut for a solo player, and type PIA, and it's selected piano, so I'm going to hit enter. Now maybe I'll add a double bass in exactly the same way, but this time it's going to be a section player, so I'm going to go Shift Alt P. Now let's try adding an ensemble. There isn't a shortcut for that button, but you know how to assign one yourself if you want. So I'm going to click this button, and I'm going to add a string section. Oh, I've already got a double bass, so I'll go for this one. Add ensemble to score. And if I zoom out, you'll see that they've actually added underneath the double bass, which probably isn't what you want. So you can see the score order is dependent on what order the players are in the left panel. I've got a few options. I can click on the double bass and drag it down. Or if I wanted a non-contiguous selection, I could click on one player, Command or Control click on other players, and drag them. Or for a contiguous selection, I can click the first one, shift click the last one, and drag them. Maybe I'll do that. Now this hasn't changed what's in the right panel, not that that really matters, but again, all the same methods work. I'm going to drag the double bass down. Let me pull up another project that has some actual music in it, so we can talk through flows. So what's a flow? A flow is just a discrete chunk of music, and it can basically be whatever you want it to be. So in this case, I've got three separate pieces, all by Mozart, and I've got them as three separate flows. But it could be that you're writing a symphony with multiple movements, or a songbook with multiple songs, or just a worksheet with multiple exercises. You'd have each exercise, each song, each movement as a separate flow. The nice thing about flows is that you can drag them around to change the order dynamically on the page. So now the song from Don Giovanni is flow 1, and the air and variation is flow 2. And when I switch them back, you'll see that the order reverses. Let's say for some reason I want violin 1 and violin 2 to be able to play off the same sheet music. So I can add a new instrumental part layout by clicking on the music stand icon, and you'll see that all three flows are automatically assigned, but I have to assign the players myself. And when I do that, I get a new part layout with both players on it. Now to the left of that there's a full score layout, and that will add all players and all flows automatically. There's a third button here that I should just take a quick look at, which is the custom score layout. What that does is it adds a new layout that has neither players nor flows. It's the quick option if you've got loads of flows and you just want to create a part quickly for one flow and one player. The lack of a hierarchy here between players, layouts and flows means that you should be able to do whatever you want to do in a very small number of clicks. It's worth also noting that if you right-click on any of the layouts, players or flows, you can find helpful menus to achieve what you want. And bear in mind you can shift-click contiguous selections and Command or Control-click non-contiguous selections. Let's get some notes on the page.